First though, they say a dog is not just for Christmas but for life. But if you are looking at bringing man's best friend to join your family, what should you be aware of before you bring that puppy joy home? Joining us now is canine behaviourist Darren Rowe from Mindfulness for Dogs with some advice. Good to have you back, Darren. Thanks for coming in.
Hi.
It's a very important time of year because, you know, some people do think that puppy makes a great Christmas present.
Not just for Christmas though,
no,
for life.
For life, that's right. So if we're looking at getting a puppy, what are some of the things to consider in terms of the breed or type of dog? How do you find one that suits the family?
Well, first of all, you want to be thinking, is Christmas the right time for a puppy? Because you're busy, there's lots going on, and puppies...
You're going away.
Yeah, that's right. And just having loads of people around, puppies take a lot of time. They're like little tiny babies, aren't they? So you've got to have the time to dedicate over that Christmas. That's the first thing. Second thing is, don't just go for it if it looks fluffy and it looks cute, because you've got to match your lifestyle with the dog. And I know that dog trainers say that over and over again, but I see so many mismatches of dogs and owners all the time. So if I'm a couch potato, the last thing I want to get is a border collie, a husky or something like that, yeah?
Right.
Well, if I'm a couch potato, I probably don't want a dog anyway. I'll probably get a cat or something like that, might be better, yeah?
Yeah, true.
So simple, nice breeds that probably for starter dogs, maybe the Labrador or the Retriever. They're still hard dogs, yeah? You still have to do the work.
You don't do a lot of vacuuming with him too.
Yeah. And that's an interesting one, because then you can get those Labradoodles, which don't shed the fur. They're still hard dogs, yeah? They're not, just because they don't shed fur doesn't mean that they're not. They're just going to be little fluffy things that sit there and do everything you want. Yeah.
Such good advice. Yeah. You know, because you've got to think about type of floors you've got, what sort of outdoor areas you've got, you know.
Exactly. Fenced property, how often you're going to be home, if the dog can come with you. There are obviously dogs that need to be rescued as well. So what's your advice for adopting a rescue pup?
Yeah, so certainly you want to be looking again. The rescue dogs, it's a great thing to do, isn't it? Especially around Christmas, a bit of charity, sort of giving a home to a dog that maybe wouldn't get a home normally. There's a wonderful website I found a woman called Linda Barlow has done. It's called, I'll make sure I've got it right, it's friendswithtails.co.nz. She's got together all of the different rescue dogs and rescue centres in the whole of New Zealand and put them all on one lovely place. Which, what a great idea, isn't it? Everything. You don't have to go searching all over the place. You can just find that dog in one place. And please, if you are thinking, I'm quite passionate about rescue dogs, you know that, yeah? So if you are thinking of getting a dog, that's the first place I would be looking, to see if there's a dog I could give a home before maybe I go to other places, yeah.
What's the best way if you're getting a rescue dog to know that it's going to work for you? Do you need to have it for at least half a day?
I would certainly go and see the dog before you decide.
Right.
Most rescue places will have a trial period. They normally do a 3-week trial period with a dog. With a puppy, really, it's down to you if you get it wrong. Right. Most puppies will integrate into your house quite well. But you want to have a look. If you've got a puppy that's, I call a Waikato special, so you have a bit of staffy, a bit of herding dog, a bit of all sorts in there. They're going to need a lot of exercise when they get older, not when they're puppies, no guys, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Puppies only need exercise for maybe 5-10 minutes a day.
Okay, so you just got to think about your lifestyle and think how that dog, whatever kind of dog it is going to fit into it. So when you get your puppy, what are the basics that you need to train them with, and how is it best to do that?
So there are 3 things I think are the golden rules. The first one is toilet training, and these are the ones that that I find people come to me for the most, or they're rehomed afterwards, right? So toilet training, jumping up all over you, and biting. Okay. Yeah. And the first one is a real simple one. All you have to do is, there's a golden rule with puppies: when they're sleeping and they wake up, they need the loo. If they have a drink, they need the loo. If they have something to eat, they need the loo. If they're playing and then they stop, they need the loo. So pretty much all the time they need the loo.
And do you take them outside?
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you take them outside and just wait for them to pee?
Yeah. So lead on. I always have a lead on a puppy when they're in the house anyway, because then I can grab it really easily. I just trot them outside and I'll sit and wait, and I might wait for half an hour.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take a book, I'll have a seat there, maybe a cup of tea, you know.
And that's where the effort is put in, isn't it? But it pays such big dividends. And
always put an umbrella. Just leave an umbrella by the chair, because if it's raining, umbrella goes up and you're all good.
And I thought it didn't take them long. It doesn't take them long, does it? They pick it up.
One thing you want to do now is don't praise them whilst they're going to the loo.
Okay, so you praise them once they've gone to the toilet.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is praise them whilst they're going to the toilet, because they tense up.
Yep.
And then you take them inside, and what's the first thing you do when they relax? All over the floor again.
Didn't even think about that. Interesting.
Okay, another good one is how to stop them from jumping up. And why is that important? Because isn't it cute that they love you that much? They want to give you cuddles?
Yeah, it's really lovely, isn't it, that our puppy wants to jump on us and cuddle us and stuff like that. And especially with children, they jump on the children. But when they get to about a year old and they've suddenly doubled in size and they're still doing it, and then they get to 3 years old and they're tripled in size and they're still doing it, suddenly it becomes a problem, doesn't it?
Yes, I might knock a nana over.
Yeah, but we've caused it.
Right.
Because if you think about a dog, any attention for a puppy is praise, isn't it? So when they jump up, what do? First thing we do is we push them off. Oh, good dog, yeah, off you get. Yeah. So we're giving them attention and we're telling them that's the right behaviour. Okay. So the thing to do is ignore them, totally. They're jumping all over you, licking you, whatever, totally ignore them. But the second they get off on the floor, what a good dog. Oh, man, you're amazing. Treats, toys, everything. And then they're going to say, well, this is the place I get the treats, not here.
Wow, nice.
That is a game changer, actually, when it comes to it. So we've done the jumping up, the not the toilet training. Yes. What about the biting?
Yeah, so that's the biggest one, isn't it? Because dogs, they use their teeth to explore the world around them, okay? And so many people, I mean, I've got scars all over me from puppy biting when I go to people's houses. It's a natural thing, okay? It's the first thing to understand. It's not aggression. Puppies biting you are not aggression. They're just trying to learn how to use their teeth, okay? So golden rule is we have to make sure we redirect into something more appropriate. So we get a toy, maybe a treat, and redirect it, but not tell them off. We don't slap them. Don't tell them off. If you slap them, well, I'm a full 3 dog trainer, so I don't do that kind of thing anyway. But as soon as you do that, you actually add more value to it, and they might come back at it then, and it might become aggression then, yeah? So just get a toy, a little soft toy, and get, oh, do you want this, do you want this? And then redirect into a toy.
Okay, brilliant.
That's great and obvious advice when you think about it, yeah.
Yeah, true. Okay, and socialising, that's something I don't do with my little puppy, but that's really important, isn't it?
Yeah. We have a lot of problems with dog fights in this country. I don't know if it's as bad as people say it is, but we certainly have issues with dogs. If you go into the park, you see them, they get together and then they just don't quite understand the rules. And that's the important thing, that socialising is about learning how to fight. Puppies, how to fight. And then learning always social cues around fighting so they never have to. And if we don't let them do that as puppies, then they never actually learn it. So they get together and it just escalates and escalates and they don't know how to stop it. So it just kicks off.
So just quickly, Christmas and the hazards around there, what do we need to be worrying about for pups?
I've got a whole list. Have we got a day? I'll try and make it nice and simple. Foods and plants are probably one of the biggest ones that you need to be careful of. So, and this is all Christmas foods. So alcohol. Dogs will die if they drink alcohol. Right. And not just giving them a sip of the beer. Right, just dropping your glass down for a second. Dogs are in there very quickly. Yeah. Quick little thing. Okay, that's going to give them.
Boys, really.
Yeah. Exactly the same. Take them to the vets. They're going to get seizures. They're going to get all sorts of things. Artificial sweeteners is a real big one. Okay, if you're a healthy person and you have no sugar and you're going for all the xylitols and things, if a dog has any of that, that's it. They're going to just have liver failure and die. Okay. I've seen that happen. It's not nice. It's quite a horrendous thing. So chewing gums, chocolate. Yeah, I've heard people say, oh, but I give my dog chocolate, it's fine. Long-term effects are pretty horrendous. So they might be fine now, but later on down the line, liver failure and all sorts of problems. Garlic, coffee, not a good one. Currants, raisins, they can kill dogs outright. And that's the Christmas special, isn't it? Raisins, yeah. So really careful with those. Don't drop them on the floor. Make sure you pick them all up.
And ham's a bit salty to feed dogs too, isn't it?
Yeah, so salt is another problem. Right. You shouldn't feed dogs salts because it can sort of mess up their internal and they can get very dehydrated.
Give your dog a treat. You go, oh, here's a bit of ham.
Yeah. We're running out of time, but just quickly, you've been working with Holly's dog Tilly, and we hear that you've been working wonders.
We have, yeah. Tilly, Holly came to me and said that Tilly was quite excitable. And when I got there, she was incredibly excitable. So I did my sort of calming down, and we've got her much calmer now. But one of the main things I worked on was harness training and also barking at people walking past. So
how do you stop that?
Yeah, so it's being a role model, isn't it? If we're shouting and screaming at the dog, then what are we actually telling the dog? We're telling them that barking is the right thing to do. So what we taught was, and obviously it's a bit of sort of holding the collar is a bit of a training thing, but you hold the collar and you relax, and you're role modelling what you're meant to do. Wow. And then you walk away and say, you're good, and then she just followed. But she's such a clever dog, she got it very quickly.
Hey, thank you so much, Darren.
Yes, I suspect it's more about training Holly than it is about telling us quietly, but good luck with that. Yeah.
To find out more about Darren's training techniques, you can go to mindfulnessfordogs.com, and if you are looking to adopt a dog, a cat or a small animal that needs a new home, go to friendswithtails.co.nz.
Yeah, great advice. Thank you so much. Our resident beauty